Hello Aries, this is a reading for you for the year 2019. I recommend to check not only your sun sign but also your rising sign, and generally look at your natal chart. You can see the link down there. You can count it, you can see it, and see where the personal planets fall in your natal chart, and check all of your signs. So rising sign, sun sign, but also Venus, Mars, Mercury and Moon, they are important too. Then mix and match. Whatever resonates is good for you, okay? Remember, these are energies, so you don't have to, well, follow them. You don't need to do anything with them, but you can work with them, and that's the good news, because you are co-creator of your life. You are not a subject. You are the author of life. Okay? And from what I see, and I've done this reading before in my native language, this is a very intense year for you, Aries. Also for me, because I'm Aries ascendant. The main energy is Knight of Swords. A fanatic of some kind. Bold. Moving quickly. The quickest of all knights. So it's about movement and change, and making change in the world the way you imagine it. The way you think it should be. Sometimes without paying attention to near consequences. To what's beneath the hoofs of your stallion. So you can be very effective, very quick, very wit-minded, intelligent, brilliant, but also quite harsh, changing direction, stubborn, dangerous. Yeah, danger is a very good noun coming with Knight of Swords. And as for major arcanas, you have the Holy Fool, which is the 0 card, starting from the very beginning. So I think these two talk about great courage. Sometimes the courage comes from not seeing all the difficulties and consequences that come along with the path you have chosen. But it doesn't really matter. It may be 20 seconds of great courage. It may be taking a risk once, but a great risk perhaps. Starting something all over again. Or starting something brand new. Anyway, this energy is full of air, because Holy Fool is connected with Uranus, which is the card of sudden change, sudden shifts. You also have the Tower in your main reading, in your main course. And this is Mars. Mars and Uranus are now in your sign, in Aries. And Mars is going to move quite quickly, but Uranus is going to stay there for a couple of weeks more, I think. So, lots of fire, lots of burning, lots of combustible energy, because air plus fire equals explosion. Or a very strong fire, also distinguishing quickly. So it may be a year where you feel sudden shifts in energy. Like there's ignition and burst, and then it extinguishes, and then again. It's like with rockets starting from the earth. You have main rocket that breaks the gravity of Earth, but then there is another one that gets you even higher, and then another one, and they ignite, they fire through the fuel, and then they burst out, right? That's not the word. They extinguish. That's something I feel here. Like sudden bursts, sudden beginnings, and then perhaps calming down, and then again, you know? And to the core, to the very end. You also have death. You have lots of major arcanas in the reading. That's why I think it's going to be intense. Death is like burning something to the core, leaving nothing, absolutely nothing. And the state of nothingness can be quite terrifying, even if we know that we need to prepare space for something new. And definitely something new is coming. And you are guided by the Holy Spirit here, you see. Which is also good news. You're on the right way. You may feel the charge, the sense of good direction. It's present here. It's very present here. But still it may be terrifying. It may be so intense with death and the tower. It's like you purge something and then it occurs that there still is something that needs to change rapidly, suddenly. This shift, the tower is about bringing you to the right track in a very abrupt way. Something crumbling to the ground, leaving absolutely nothing. Of course, it's a place where you can build something new again with the new. But still, it's intense. It's like terrifying roller coaster over and over and over again. What is nice about this reading is that you finally find peace and justice. Justice in tarot is more like a karma. So it doesn't have to be the way you imagine it. It can work in a different way, in a different time, different proportions, perhaps even different people than you imagine. But still, it's present here. So whatever's going on is here to bring back balance into your life. Which is interesting because, in general, this reading is so full of masculine energy and so empty of feminine energy. You're going to be effective this year. You're going to be successful. You're going to be very active. Transforming, building, structurizing. Something is lacking here. So it's going to pull you sooner or later into the more yin side. You may have difficulties with having rest. You can be restless this year, is what I feel. But if you don't rest, your body will put you to rest. That's how it works. What else? Lots of work. The card of Demiurge. The one who creates life the way he wants. On a very material level. 7 of discs. So you plow your garden. You nurture it. You water it. You watch how it grows. You take care of the weeds. And then you watch those plants giving fruit. And you see, oh, so that's my work. Coming to fruition. What is the material outcome of my vision? Of the work and energy I put into the world. It's also about evaluation. Was it worthy? I think it will be, because the lesson of the year is the sun. card of success. Some say the best card in tarot. You have it twice. Once as a general lesson of the year, something that you cannot avoid, which is quite nice. You cannot avoid the sun, which means you can be burned a little. Yeah, you can. You can be yourself, very shiny, shining with success, shining with activity. This is a very masculine card. But it also says be open to it. Be open to this joy. Be open to light. Be open to your own activity. This is the time like this. Why not be into it? This card reappears in your reading in autumn, which I also connect with the financial area, your work, finances, money, career. Great card. So what you're going to experience this year is your success, also on material level. Not only on this. I think the success especially is going to be apparent in new things, new ideas, because you have Ace of Swords together with the Sun. Perhaps a new way of understanding what the success is can also be like that. That you trespass some imaginations of success, or you see it in a new light. You have a new idea, you realize it, you make it come true. You see flowers and fruits grow. Whatever you plant anew, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. Good news, right? Then, what is difficult? What is your challenge? And it's funny because it's Ace of Cups. That's why I was talking about the lack of femininity. Difficulties with receiving. I think you're going to feel very responsible for everything this year. Which may cost you, as far as your health is concerned, and perhaps sometimes the comfort of your life, the comfort of your sleep. Okay? So be careful with this. Try to balance masculine energy with feminine energy. Try to balance giving with taking. So I think you're going to give. Work. Act. What about rest? What about rest, dear Aries? I know you love to start things, and I think you're going to start many things this year, because that's the way we are. We are the cardinal sign, the first sign of the zodiac. We love beginnings, let's be honest. But you also need to receive, because if you only give, and you don't allow this dove to plant this body into the cup, you're going to be empty very soon. Empty, devoid of everything. The additional card that I pulled with this as a difficulty, right, the challenge, is the Emperor. Our card, right? The Emperor is the card of Aries. And he rules the world. And this is the main masculine force in tarot. The king of all kings, ruling everything. Responsible for everything. Structurizing everything. Thinking about everything. How can he keep his heart open? What can he receive? Sitting on his throne, on the top of the world, what's there to receive? Well, there is the gift of spirituality and the gift of love. Don't forget about this. Dear Aries, don't forget about this. What's the remedy for this challenge? You have a new day card. I'm going to read it to you. Number 11. A new day enables us to see in a brand new light. We can see more clearly once the shadows of fear and doubt are brushed away by the light of creation. Once the initial shock of discovering the duality in the situation has worn off, you can find comfort that there truly is no bad or good. It just is. When this is realized, the possibilities for the outcome of a situation become endless. This card also advises to wait. Everything regarding this situation has yet to unfold. So, if you feel that you are put in this situation that you don't find very comfortable, especially if you are a woman, perhaps you should wait. Perhaps that's the best way. That's the best thing to do. Perhaps the best thing to do is to thank for this experience and don't label it as bad. It just is. Which still doesn't mean that we should close our heart. Just, be aware of this. I think that's why this card is here. Be aware of this, that being this Emperor, especially with Knight of Swords as the main energy, can make you ruthless in the way you act, in your effectivity, because being effective is what I see here everywhere, that you're very effective, successful. Don't forget about the heart. Don't forget that there is really something you can receive from others. Even if you think that you rule the world, there's still something you can be given. Don't underestimate others. I think others may help you a lot this year, and I'm going to talk about it later. But as we are with this Emperor and the price he can pay, I have it in the area of summer, but it's also the area of will of life, and you have Nine of Swords here. So you can be stressed out, as simple as that. You can have the feeling that if I don't handle it, it will crumble. The Tower repeats in your reading. The Tower repeats and the Sun repeats, which is nice. It's not like that. These are only your thoughts. Don't let yourself be illusioned in this way, that if you don't handle everything, everything will crumble. That's not how the world works. It never works like this. The world keeps turning. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking, it's gonna be there. If you don't do one thing or the other, if you put yourself to sleep an hour earlier, nothing is gonna happen. Nothing wrong is gonna happen. Don't let yourself be bothered by this, okay? And seeing this, I pulled one more card because it seems very harsh for you. What to do? The answer is work. Preferably on something that trespasses you, that is bigger than you, that is bigger than only your possibilities. This is also the card of co-creation, collaboration. So maybe make a team. Act with others. Or at least trespass yourself in whatever you're doing. But I think others are very important to support you this year. Whatever you're thinking and however you're feeling, don't let yourself forget about the others and their power. They are willing to give it to you. They are willing to share. Just ask, just be open to this, okay? What's your strength? Judgment. Finishing things, letting past go. Burying all things, forgiving and forgetting. Mostly, well, maybe not forgetting, but forgiving. Forgiving others, forgiving yourself. I think this is, I was talking about how Aries likes to begin things, but this year, I think you may like ending things. And it may come with great ease. to you. Because you feel you are ready for a new chapter. I pulled additional, I thought, well, what's lacking? The world is lacking. And what I pulled, I pulled the world. So not only you can leave the past behind, but you can go out of this with great feeling of success. Whatever you finish, you're going to feel there was a good lesson learned. No matter how it ended. It also may be that, especially if you have many projects open, if you have begun many things, that this year is going to be a good year to say goodbye to things that are not valid anymore. Perhaps you have put a lot of attention, energy and time to some projects, but they don't bring you joy anymore. They don't work for you anymore. It's a good year to say goodbye to them without feeling of failure. You won't have the feeling of failure finishing things this year, and this is a great gift. This is great opportunity. I don't think it's going to repeat very soon. Okay? So, use it. Finally, what to focus on, where to put your energy. And this is quite perplexing because I have 5 of Cups here. And the first thing I see is Cups. Again, Cups. Difficulties with Cups. Difficulties with feelings. That's why you should, put your attention there. Because it may be difficult to stay in touch with your emotions and feelings on a daily basis. It may feel hard. It may feel like you've lost something. It may be that when you focus on your emotions this year, you may have this feeling that you waste your time. It's not true. It's not true. It's giving you energy instead of taking it away from you. It is an important part of a greater picture that you need to see in order to be the magician of your life. In order to know what you really want to create, where you put your time and attention, you need to know what's important for you on a heart level. Not only in your mind, not only in your vision, but also in your heart. So, try to stay connected. Well, not try. Be connected with your heart. Pay attention to this. Focus on this. To stay connected with your heart, even if it doesn't feel so well. It doesn't have to feel so well. But it's teaching you something. It's giving you a lesson. Okay? Fine. I was talking about autumn and summer. Now, winter. So next 2-3 months, perhaps. Rest of January, February, and March. 3 of Wands. I always say that winter is good for making plans. And that's what happens in the mind, I think. A good time to project yourself into the future. Where do you want to find yourself this year? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to pull into your life? Because this is the card of law of attraction. What do you want to filtrate through energy to you? Take your time, set your vision. Let it be clear this winter. And in spring, which for me connects very much with the area of emotions and relationships, you have a wonderful card, 6 of Cups, which is all harmony and bliss. There is this balance between giving and taking here, and it's on a daily basis. It's like every day is a new gift. Every day is a new beginning. Every day brings blessings and beautiful things into my life, and I'm grateful for it, and I receive it gratefully. So the connection on a heart level may be quite strong in spring, I think. Then it may be more difficult, but you're gonna finish well with the sun. Well, great energy for you. What else? Well, the cards for relationships and emotions. Some are repeating. Well, one is repeating, and it's the Magician. But I think it's in a quite different context. You also have 10 of Angels, which is 10 of Swords. So the stress is present here. And the Star. There is a reason why I chose the deck, The Art of Love Tarot, for readings for emotions and relations. Because this deck is very gentle. Even if you look at 10 of Swords, which is called 10 of Angels here, so there are a lot of angels here, it's called surrender. So it's not very harsh. It's about giving up something. Not about being stabbed in the back 10 times. You know, there's a huge difference between this and surrender. Letting go and being free. I think it may be about the realization that not everything depends on me. I generally tend to be the magician in my life, but as far as the relationships are concerned, there are always at least two people in them. That's why I'm only half a magician. And if something doesn't work, I surrender. I'm not going to put my time, energy, and process into things that don't work for me anymore. So I surrender. And it gives me new hope. It brings me on a new path. And it's a beautiful card ending the reading, because it tells you you are in the right time, in the right place, and you have plenty to give and plenty to receive, and you're ready. You're ready because you let go, because you surrender. Not because you fight, because you surrender. It also may be that something is holding you very tight. It may be a person that is manipulative. And this year, all of a sudden, you let it go. You finish it. If it resonates for you, then this is for you. I don't know who am I speaking to, but for some of you, it's going to play out this way. That you may be relieved. You may set yourself free from a relationship with someone who is manipulative and a trickster. And again, it's a good way. It's your way. It's in accordance with your life path. Whatever happens here may be a tough point, the point of surrender, especially if you are in a warrior mode. It's hard to surrender then. But you can change your mind. You can shift your mind about the notion of surrender. It doesn't have to be something wrong. You don't need to label it, again, good or bad. You don't have to do it. It just is. And then the star is shining upon you. So, another beautiful energy. And, my darlings, the final card from Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards that I love very much. What have you pulled? You have pulled Heart Guardian. And I'm very happy to see it here because it was lacking here. The heart is so absent in this reading, or set as a difficulty, you know. So it's good that you have a heart guardian over you. And she says, love and let yourself be loved. Welcome with open arms, opportunities to give and receive love. You are lovable and loving. The energy of love is surrounding you is surrounding your whole world at this time. Angels are swirling around you, encouraging you to open your heart and reveal the blessings that you have to offer. They want you to know that you are a highly loving being who deserves to give and receive love. If you are finding it challenging to feel love at this time, it's important for you to give yourself credit where it's due. You are also encouraged to welcome support from others. Learn to receive. Don't try and do everything on your own. If you are working on a relationship or are in a new relationship, this card can usher in energies that allow you to forge a powerful connection with your partner. Love is in the air. So a good counterbalance to the very masculine, swift, and ever-changing energy of this reading. It's good that you're surrounded by love. I'm really happy to see it. Okay, Aries. I hope you're going to be well. I hope you're going to have a beautiful year, wonderful year, intense year, life-changing potentially. And I hope that at the end of the year we all meet together and we can give ourselves one big thumb up. Okay. Thank you for your time and attention, and I hope I see you in next readings. Until then.